Hello everyone, this is Josh Play Place, and today we continue to grow and expand our city of Port Austin in Cities Skylines 2 in this episode number 9. Last time we were finally able to plop down our first bus depot and to lay down our first bus routes. Today, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Let's begin. And well, I'm seeing a lot of traffic in this area, and that means that these ambulances are not able to get into the hospital. I think the first thing that I want to do is to stop people from crossing in these crossings. So let's take that off. And hopefully the flow will be a little bit better. Unfortunately, things are a little bit different here because there's just traffic, right? There's just traffic, and people are just gonna cross, and I think that's one of the main issues. I wish we would get some sort of pedestrian overpasses built into the walkways, into the sidewalks, but that's not possible. I think that maybe what we should do is change this bus stop here, and that could help us a little bit more. So let's see if we can do that really quick. Again, it might not, because the issue is that there's just a lot of people walking by, but let's see if that's gonna help us, because you can see there's a lot of traffic here. The other thing that I wanted to do was maybe to add another road that comes off of this roundabout and get it here, especially for two things. First, we're gonna have the train station here, hopefully today in this episode, if not on the next one, definitely on the next one. Let's make sure that we're fast forwarding this. But because in our last episode we created a lot of local bus lines, and we need to add lines that go into the other cities, and we have 3 different roads going outside of the city, right? We have this one that goes into Ravenglass. We have a second one that goes into West Mansfield, and we have this one that goes into Escon. And of course, later on, we might be able to have another one that goes into this site, into Walmer. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Let's make sure. Well, first of all, as always, let's start by going into our data tab. We're importing electricity again, which means that our city keeps growing and growing. We have enough water and sewage availability. So for now, I think it's gonna be fine if we have this service straight. Again, I think for now. But we do have to start considering that we need a better power plant. And again, we know we have it. We know that we have it available. And it's gonna be hopefully the geothermal power plant. The thing is that we haven't found a place to put it. It could be a good idea to put it here, right? And holy crap, once again we have another tornado, and this one will actually be destroying part of our city. That's just completely crazy, so let's take a couple of minutes to admire that. Again, we're in our 3x speed, so let's see how that goes. And well, thankfully that is gone. Let's see what type of damage it did. So apparently it didn't do much damage. Again, a little bit unrealistic, especially because we come from maybe here, especially because we come from games such as SimCity 4, where destruction was very apparent, and also Cities Skylines 1. So anyways, that apparently that didn't make a big deal. So I don't see why we shouldn't be able to put this here, right? We're gonna have to make this a little bit smaller, but I think it should work well. So let's work with that really quick. And now we have the geothermal power plant, and it looks really, really nice. Let's see how much power it's gonna be producing. It's 168 megawatts, which if we take a look at how much we're gonna need, is way, way more than we need. So we have two options. We might be able to do away with one of these, right? Because this one is 11.2 megawatt hours. So we need to figure out maybe let's just do away with one of these for now. There's no reason why we should have more than we need. And again, we might be able to upgrade it to produce more. And yeah, we'll do the upgrades later on, not right now. I think we're doing fine. Once again, we're producing way more than we need, so we're exporting a good amount, which is also helping us get our money back that we were spending, because we're spending about 220,000 in here, and now we're making 65,000, which is weird, right? You don't make as much money as you spend with the electricity. We still have loans outstanding, that's fine, and we're making a healthy amount of money. We need to make more, of course, but we are waiting because we have more growth to do. So if we take a look at the demand, of course, there's always demand for everything in here for residential, low, medium, and high. So that's the issue, that we have that demand and we don't have the space to do it or the places to do it. And so as a reminder, we are gonna have to do another big neighborhood in here, similar to this, of course. This road is gonna go all the way in here, and maybe that's the road that's also gonna end up from here, right? Because as always, we want to make sure that people can go from here, go into the city, and then go back. I think that's a good compromise. We're still having issues with garbage piling up. Again, I think we've done as much as we can for now. The only other thing is to place another landfill, and that's something that I don't want to do because we don't have where to put it. We don't have the space right now. But I think that's something that we need to figure out sooner rather than later. That's the other tab that we need to look at. See, we're just fine, right? We should be doing fine. So we'll go back to it as time goes by. So we were talking about here. Now it's cleared up. So I hope the people that were gonna be moving or coming out of our downtown did so as they should have. So this is the thing. As a reminder, we still have the project of doing the bus, the train station. So it would be maybe a medium train station. It's not going to be the bigger one. Of course, we don't have access to put it here right now. But we need the train depot, on the rail yard in this case, placed somewhere. We kind of had agreed to do it here, right? And to do that, we need to unlock more tiles. So we're going to wait just a little bit more. And the reason I want to put the rail here is because I think it's gonna be maybe the only place that we're gonna put it for now, right? I think that sometimes in games, especially of course Cities Skylines 1, I think it's a little bit more difficult to figure out if you want to place a rail station, train station, or a subway station. And I think with this game things are a little bit more complicated, right? Not complicated, but a little more difficult to figure that out, because they just work different, and it all depends how you want your city to look, what you want your city to do, and we'll figure it out. The thing that we can do in here is that if we put the train station in this area, right, we can still continue it underground, the train track, and then come down into here, and then continue the whole railroad going this way, depending on how we want to expand our city. So that's something that we can think about. Again, expansion for the future, and I think that's something that we really need to consider. We need to place the rail yard. We might be able to place it here. We might have to terraform, or we just place it here. And I think this is gonna be a little bit more convenient, or we can just try to place it here. We'll do some terraforming. Again, it's just we need to figure out, because I think the rail is gonna help us a little bit more in this. We also, don't forget, we also need to put the harbor for our citizens to travel, and so that's something that we also need to consider. So going back to this, so I want to know if it's what the best option is, right? So what I'm gonna do right now is just to put down 2 roads, one that goes from here to here, and another one that goes from here to here. Okay. Now, the reason why I want to put this in this area is because I kind of wanted to have, again, another exit from this roundabout into here, right? And from here to here. And because I kind of want to have a little bus station in this area. Now, we can do it 2 ways. We can either do this big bus station, or we can do the small bus station, right? In this case, I don't mind. Or we can actually do these type of roads, right? And we can just do this, this, and then this. And then we can have a bus shelter here, or the this one instead. And then just have our line that's gonna go outside of the city, right? Go here and then back. So that's something that we need to decide right now. And I think the way to go is, yes, first we need to add that road that goes from here to here. We might change the layout based on where our train station ends up here, because I think we're gonna have to dezone this residential and do some commercial and maybe office once we have the railroad, the rail station, the train station, because I think it's gonna be noisy. So that's something that we need to take care of. So in here, let's try to see how well we can do this. I think it's gonna go, sorry, I think it should be just fine, right? Again, nothing has to be completely perfect. There you go. I think that's gonna work really well. Let's see how that goes. There you go. Again, maybe in the future we can upgrade it. I'm not gonna say to this huge one because we don't have access to do it. and maybe even for this one. But we might be able to, depending on how bad this one gets. And I don't think we can upgrade the. Yeah, we might be able to move this later on, but not right now. And yeah, it should be fine. The next thing that we might be able to do, or what we might want to do, is to create a very large pedestrian overpass. That way we don't have people stopping for these pedestrians to go by, since the pedestrians are still gonna have to go and walk all the way here, right? It can end up in this area, or in this we can do a double one. I wish it was easier to do pedestrian paths, and I wish we had more options to deal with that. So we'll see how good or bad things can get. Also, let me take off these in here and in here. Yeah, it's already gone, and in here too. There you go. I don't know why these people are stopping here. Yeah, just for the sake of it, let's also take away these crosswalks. Okay, and I think that's gonna be, things are flowing better. There you go. Things are gonna be nice. How did we forget to delete this? There you go. And maybe let's put a big parking lot here, possible. And so I think again this intersection is being used a lot. I think that's fine. I think it's gonna work. That's gonna work just great. There's a lot of traffic, of course, and we need to figure out how to make that a little bit better. Maybe a bigger roundabout, maybe a different road, a bigger road. We'll see how to deal with that. Maybe it's gonna be our first update into this huge road. Who knows, right? Or maybe we can do it on an uneven road, because people do want to walk. And again, the issue is that there's a lot of people walking, so we'll figure it out eventually. It's not a big deal yet, and we'll keep it that way. So in this case, let's see what we decide to do. This bus station can be upgraded with a taxi stop, extra platforms, and station services. I guess for now, see, it's because this is going to be a very interesting place. Even well, let's place the big one, and I think it should be fine. There you go. So let's place this big one. Let's not place it right next to the intersection, in case we want to do a roundabout here, depending on how bad the traffic gets. And let me just take off the parking here. I wish that
I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to have to
you know what? Sure, let's move this just a little bit more. And let's just put this parking here. Now this clinic is not gonna have access to put anything, but you know what? Sure, let's put it here. There you go. And if we need it, we'll put another one here. Okay, so again, we're waiting to put the train station, but what we're gonna do right now is we're not gonna do anything from here, right? Well, yeah, let's do the charging bus station. There you go. So what I'm gonna do right now, and see, we already are starting to have issues with this traffic. Let's see how much it would take to move this just a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, we don't have enough money, so we'll see. Again, it's you know what? Let me try something right now, and we will be back. Well, I think this is gonna work well for now. Again, it's just a little bit more difficult to deal with this. Now, as you can see from this part, you do need to leave one block in order for things to work a little bit better, because for some reason, whenever you put something right next to it, right next to the street, it just doesn't work, right? Like it's weird. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it's just too weird. So now, after spending all this time trying to make this a little bit better, and I think that's gonna work really well. And you know what? Let's make sure that nobody's parking here. That way we can see if things get a little bit better. Of course, we'll figure this out once we move this just to this edge. I think we're gonna be able to do it really well. And right now it's working flawlessly. Again, if you wanna go into the other side, you can come from here, you can come from here, this side, and this side. So there's no way of, you know what, I wasn't able to get there. That's not the case, right? There's always place. Again, once we move this hospital, we're gonna be able to make this just a little bit better. Again, I wish it was an easy step to do instead of just that. And in here, I think we're fine, right? And even if we need to, we can just delete this road and have these people just get here and not have any issues, because I don't think there's a lot of traffic on these two roads. So I think that's something to consider in case that things get a little bit out of hand, which I hope they don't, right? But otherwise, I think we fixed this, I'm gonna say not beautiful situation, right? So let's go back to our original issue that we had. Again, I think I'm gonna take off everything here in terms of parking. So we placed this parking lot. We'll see how that works. So now we have to place our bus lines. So let me draw those 3 different bus lines and we will be back. And so now we have an issue. There's no vehicles for those routes. So let's see where we have. I have no clue where we placed our. Oh, there you go. So let's look at the lines first to see how many vehicles we're gonna need. And we can change the colors too. Let's go with this one first. Right, so bus line 4. We'll make it electric bus. We'll change the ticket price to 5. I think that works well. And assign vehicles, we're gonna do just 5 for now. And we're gonna change the color to, let's do all of them purple. This one again, electric bus, ticket price 5. And vehicles, again, we're gonna do 5. And we're also gonna do purple. And this one, again, electric vehicle, electric bus, 5 and 5. And also purple, darker, and maybe this one can be lighter. There you go.
Please exercise caution if you must.
So we're gonna need 15 more buses. And let's take a look in here. And we have to add, each one is 10 if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So we need to add 1 and 2. As you can see in our vehicle usage, it's gonna start going up, and we see all these purple and green vehicles, which we hadn't realized we needed more, going out. So we'll see little by little all this, and we're gonna let that run because we want to make sure that it's working well. Let's just take a look at this, at our really cool bus station. Very close to Central Park. It's gonna be very close to our train station, and I think it's gonna work really, really well. We're having issues here. I think the only extra thing that I'm gonna do is to make it an asymmetric road. And it's an asymmetric road all the way here. Let's take off this light, and let's take a little time to see how well this goes. I think that's working really, really well. I'm starting to understand that the issue might be this parking lot, which means that we need to add parking lots at many other places, and that's something that we need to consider sooner rather than later.
We're not doomed. It's still pretty stinky.
Right, that's something that we need to do, but we also need to place a road maintenance depot. I don't think we have one, right? So we're gonna place it for now. You know what? Let's try to see if we can place it on this side, or maybe here. Try to think of a place where we might not have to move things. Let's do it. Let's do it here for now. Right? It's by the road. It has space to grow, and we'll see this. As always, we already changed to another season. We have another season, or we're in another season already, and all of them are working. And sure, we'll upgrade it again because we had neglected road maintenance for a while, so hopefully that will help improve things just a little bit. And again, I think we're doing well in our city. And the last thing that we're gonna work on is to actually continue this road. And we are gonna do what we do, which is another exit and entrance into our town. Right now, it might not look like it's gonna be used that much yet, but remember that we have to figure out, number one, how we're gonna get this to join this other one, because this is gonna become, these two one-way roads will become an avenue, and then we'll curve and we'll get here. But for now, we're only gonna do it the way that I think it's gonna work well. So let me work on this and we will be back. well, I think little by little this intersection is going to be used a whole lot more. Of course, it's already being used, so we should see a decrease in traffic in here, just not by a lot. What's happening here? There's a lot of people needing ambulances. Are we having issues here? You know what? Let's add another medical clinic. Let's put it here just for now. I honestly don't know what's happening. Waiting for ambulance. Let's just make sure that there's no pollution in the water, because that's sometimes what happens. We're fine for now. Healthcare, I think, yeah, we're needing and more crematorium availability. So I guess before we leave, we're gonna have to increase it, and it's already high in here. And if I'm not mistaken, we added one more here. So you know what? Let's add more hearses. 1 and 1. That should help. And in terms of healthcare, you know what? Let's add just another one in here, just to help these people out. And I mean, apparently we're using not that many vehicles, but still they're having issues. So we'll see how it works out. Again, sometimes we just need to make sure that it's not the water that's giving us that issue, because in City Skylines 1, I think that was one of the reasons why we got people sick. Again, there's nothing. I wish Chirper was a little bit more helpful. They're talking about the internet connection, leisure. I don't know. It's so weird. And let's see what the negatives are. Poor garbage service and unreliable healthcare coverage. So I think, so we're gonna be done with this episode number 1, in just a little bit. But I think there are 2 big issues that we need to tackle in our next, well, not 2 issues, 1 issue and another thing that we want to do. The first one is to open a new garbage collection building, and I think it's going to be either the incinerator plant or the recycling center. In here it says that the incinerator can process up to 3,300 tons per month, and this one says 1,600 tons per month. Of course, the upkeep is much different, and with the incinerator we also produce a lot of, well, not a lot, but yeah, a good amount of electricity, which at the moment we're doing well with, because we built this wonderful geothermal power plant. Let's just look at our production, and coal, we might have to figure out if we can produce a little bit more coal, again, because we have these power plants. But definitely we do need to work on the garbage issue. Once we're done with the garbage issue, we need to start thinking about our train. I think we'll have enough money to build it, even though we're gonna spend money with the recycling center. So I think we're gonna have enough money to at least build this rail yard, and then yeah, the train station won't be that much expensive. So we should have enough money to do it, even though we're gonna have to unlock a couple more squares, a couple more tiles. But I think what we can do is we can unlock this tile, and I think it's gonna be just enough to build this rail yard, right? Yeah, if we do it the right way, as you can see here where the actual tile ends, there you go, it's a little bit more visible. I think we can do a little offset of this street here, and we'll just have it joined, and then we can have this line go into the bus depot again. But the biggest issue that we have right now is for this recycling center, and we might be able to use this road to put this other recycling center. I don't know yet. We might even have to put it here, right? Because it's getting really out of hand. And we can see that there's issues already with this. So the last thing that we're gonna do is just upgrade this hospital with this treatment ward. We'll wait. It's a little bit of money. So I think, again, even though sometimes it feels like we did not accomplish that much, we actually did. So the first thing that we accomplished was to create this geothermal power plant. Right? That's something that we needed to do. Something that we really needed because we were spending a lot of money on importing electricity, and I think this looks really nice. We also created this J intersection, right? Nothing to do with the name of the channel, especially because we don't have enough space in here to do anything else, but I think it works well. And we'll figure out how to connect this avenue whenever this one turns into an avenue to here. That's going to be a challenge for a later date, but right now people are already using this road, which is really cool. We still need to fill this out with a lot of residential areas because it's really needed. And last but not least, we opened this really cool train station, bus station, right? And what's gonna help us with what this bus station is gonna help us with is having people come from other cities by bus. That's gonna happen with train. That's gonna happen once we put the harbor, and that's gonna happen also once we put the airport. But at least for right now, and as you can see how many people come from those buses, and that's gonna be our next thing for next week, to see how well those lands are doing. As you can see, there's a lot of people coming into the bus station and a lot of people coming outside the bus station. So again, that's something that we need to figure out for our next episode. And I think, again, we accomplished a lot. Even though it doesn't seem like a lot, I think we did accomplish a good amount of things in this episode. As always, I want to thank you for watching and liking this video, for subscribing to my channel, and for leaving any comments you may want in the comment section. Comments, concerns, or suggestions. Again, I'm open to see what you think I should place or where to place it. Again, this game doesn't offer a lot of variety, and that's the main issue that we're having right now, but overall I think it's going well. You can see we play, it's cool, it's nice, we have a good time, we get entertained, and that's as much as we can ask for now. So until next episode, thank you.